All right, everyone. Welcome to CNG 1020 A Plus Certification uh, Preparation class. My name is Zachary Smith. I'll be your instructor for these next 16 weeks. So to go over a few things, my office is in Ed Beatty. It's in 134I, which is in the corner there. The best way to get a hold of me is through email. I do have office hours, generally between 12 and 5 on Monday, but if you need to meet, we can set something up. And if you do want to swing by my office, make sure you call us because meetings always get placed on my calendar, so keep that in mind. To go over the class a little bit, you don't need a book. They do have something in the bookstore, I think that's an addition, but they also sell a code to this course, which you will need. You can buy it online as well. We'll go over that here in a second. But yeah, let's jump into it. The course setup it's a hybrid course. So we'll work through the modules, which is here under content. Right, can you see that? Yeah. And we'll see here, we'll have lesson 1. Note that lesson 1 and 2 have quite a bit of labs, but the rest of them even out. And you'll notice that there's due dates on all of them, but I am pretty flexible on due dates. So if you run behind, don't panic. Just make sure you get the work in and you'll be fine. You kind of want to go through all of this because we are trying to prepare ourselves for the A+ test. So the A+ test is comprised of 2 tests, and if you pass both those tests, you get the A+ certification. It's not exactly easy, but it's not hard. There is some memorization involved. But once you go through this class, you do the labs, you do the reading, and you do the quizzes, you'll be fine. So let's look at the syllabus here. I talked about this class was a hybrid class. That's the schedule. Here's the syllabus. You'll notice these dates here. These are when we meet on Wednesday at 5:45 to 7. If for some reason you can't make them, just let me know. You won't need anything for these. They're hands-on labs. One's like examining the components of a computer. The other one is building a networking cable. The last one is the one you can't make up, and that's because it's just a tour of a data center. But the way this class is set up is if you miss a test or you had to miss a lab, your grade's not too heavily affected because everything's weighted about the same. And you'll notice here, you only need at least 1,300 points to get an A. I think that's out of 15, so you only need 13,000 points, 13,400 to get an A. I think that's out of 15,000 points, but you don't want to stop. You want to try and push through and do all of the modules because when you take the test, there'll be items on the test that are definitely covered in these modules or these lessons. It's also great information to have if you want to get an IT. These are definitely information you'll call upon throughout your entire IT career. The A+ exam covers a ton of information. So let's go back to the first lesson here. So when we get started, and the class does start officially on the 21st, and then we have our first lab on the 29th. That's a Wednesday from 5:45 to 7 o'clock. And then on that lab, we'll just be looking at the components of a computer. But we go lesson 1 here. If you haven't paid for it and you're not going to use the bookstore, when you click on this, it will then give you the opportunity to pay for it. And then you'll have access to all of this. That's the best way to sign up for the Use Certified portion of the course. We see here we have the book, flashcards, and then we have a quiz at the bottom and a video, and then all of the labs. We're only graded on the labs, all of the quizzes, and then the final down here. There is a pre-test, but there's no points. It is kind of good just to see where you're at. You'll work through these again. I know there's a ton of labs at the beginning. Just kind of work through them. Don't rush through them. If you turn stuff in a couple of days later, even a week later, it's not that big a deal. And then when we meet again, we'll kind of go over this all again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Besides that, not too much. To be successful in this course, you just want to continue working throughout the semester on all of the labs, taking the quizzes, knowing that you don't have to stress too much about the quizzes because for module 2 that we're in here, or lesson 2, everything's worth the same amount of points. So even if you don't do too hot on quizzes, all of these labs, which are pretty well done, will definitely save your grade. And that's like that throughout the course. I will say don't wait till the end. I've had a few students in the past try to wait till the very end to do everything, and it is a lot. Like we have all these labs here. You can see in lesson 14. We also have labs as well. Just now I'm flexible on due dates, but I don't want that to ever stifle your progress. Try to stay up with the due dates on here, and of course reach out to me if you need any help. We will meet 4 times, but if you want to talk about something in more depth, we can definitely set up some office time to talk about it. I'm right on the Greeley campus. So that's the course in a nutshell. Let me know if you have any questions. You'll just be working in these lesson modules throughout the course, and you'll be meeting, which I'll send out a ton of announcements, one Wednesday every month, except no meetings in the last month, in January, February, March, April, May. So no meeting in May. Another thing I wanted to mention, you have to have everything in by, that's got the wrong date on it. Let's see, I'll fix that before class actually starts. By the 13th, is the last day to turn stuff in. Grades are almost due immediately afterwards. So, yeah, keep that in mind as well. And of course, I'll send you plenty of reminders on that. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is in these, you always have to access the content through this course shell, right, through D2L. Sometimes there's a way, it'll say like, go to the next lab. You don't want to do that because your grade won't transfer over. So always click on that, complete the lab, and then go back and click on this one to use the next lab. And if you do something and your grade don't show up, you don't have to do it again. Just let me know that you did it, and then we can work on why your grade's not showing up. Usually it's a process. Like you try to click inside U Certify instead of the class. But yeah, besides that, again, my name is Zachary Smith. I'm a full-time instructor here at Ames. My office is in the Ed Beatty building, which is also where our labs will be. It's in 135I. Just shoot me an email. I'm always happy to help. I love IT, so anything you want to talk about with IT, I definitely want to talk about it with you. So let me know if you have any questions. Oh, the best way to contact me is my email, which I'll just go ahead and have my email posted on the syllabus. It's just my name, Z-A-Z-H-A-R-Y, Zachary.Smith, S-M-I-T-H, at ames.edu. That's generally the best way to get a hold of me. I have a phone number too, but I'm not in the office as much as we used to be, so I might not be there to answer it. Also, it gets a ton of strange spam calls to it as well. So there's that. But just let me know. I'm excited to be your teacher for these next 16 weeks and talk about A+ and IT. I'll see you guys later.